So top of the second here, Manly trailing this game 1-0. Apologies for some issues we're having here. Seems the heat is playing havoc with everything at the moment. One issue followed by the other, and now the wind blowing around the centre field camera. Charlie Woodhouse, the lead-off batter here for Greater Western. Takes the 1-0 pitch for a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Pops that one up. Left side on the infield. And Jared Karp's going to lose it. Maybe some of those fielders should invest in a pair of sunglasses. That's the second pop-up to go down today. Noah Watts with the sunglasses on his hat. No use of them being there. Need to put the sunglasses on your eyes, boys. You might catch the ball. That's another cheap hit for Greater Western. Lead-off man aboard here in the second. Joe Van Wiegen being let down by his field. Don't know where that missed. That looked like a pretty good pitch, but it's going to be called a ball. Umpires in this game. Tim Peel and Dave Brown. Rob Brown, rather. Tim Peel calling balls and strikes. Rob Brown in the field. That one fouled off. That one gets away. Well, unfortunately, the under-18s won't be playing playoff baseball as Cronulla have beaten Ryde 5-0. So that'll eliminate Manly. Scott Gately, 2 balls and 2 strikes. In true form, our centre field camera has dropped out for the time being. Outside corner. Gately down, looking at that one. First out here in the top of the second. Kane Doyle now the batter. That's a called strike 1 from Joe Van Wiegen. That one lifted into left field, back for it. Jared Cup, this time he gets back to make the catch. Shallow left field for the second out. We go back to the top of the lineup. Back to Alex Guttridge. First pitch by Van Wiegen. He's up and away for ball 1. Two out here, top of the second. dirt. 2-0. As we just get a bit of a nice breeze sweeping through the broadcast booth. Try and bring you the lineups in between innings. Now that we've got things working for now, touch wood. That one ripped into centre field. Long run back for Dion Mason in centre field. And Alex Guttridge is going to have an RBI double. Another run on the board for Greater Western. They're going to lead here 2-0. 2 outs, top of the second. Hayden Guyett. Let's see if we continue the inning here for the visitors. Outside corner, missing ball one. Down and away for ball two. In there for a strike. 2 balls and a strike. 333 average for Hayden Guide. He's got 12 hits from his 13 at-bats, 10 singles, a double and a triple. Driven in 8, scored 14 times. 10 walks, 2 strikeouts. Up and in. Ball 3. Outside corner, he draws the walk. Runs on first and second now, the inning continues. This has been the issue for Manly this year in third grade. Too many walks. Joe Van Weigel will need to find the strike zone here. Just to check on the runner at second. Daniel Schrute now, the batter for Greater Western. Manly in a bit of trouble here. 2 outs though. Joe Van Weegen missing at the top of the zone. And we're going to be able to find the outside corner. Two balls and strike here to Daniel Schrute. Outside corner again, nice location by Van Weegen. He's 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning. just steps out of the box just before Van Wiegen started his motion. The count remains 2-2, 2 out, 2 on, 2-0, top of the second. Doesn't get the call. Bottom of the zone, feels the count up 3-2, so you expect the runners to be going here on the pitch. Ben Logue warming up in the background. Pops it up right side. Ben Patfield underneath it. Makes the catch. A cut to the wrong camera. Nice catch by Ben Patfield. Out there in right field. He records the third out. But Warriors get another run on the board. They lead this 2-0 heading to the bottom of the second. So top of the third here, Aquatic Ballpark in this third grade game. Manly trailing Greater Western 2-1. That's a good afternoon to one of our up-and-coming commentators at the Manly Eagles, young Cooper. Hello. Might want to put your microphone in the right spot, mate, before you break it. Swing it around the other way. That one's into left field and down for a base hit off the bat of Patrick Dawes. You right there, mate?
Yep.
There you go. Good afternoon, young man.
Good afternoon, Luke.
So fifth hit of the afternoon for Greater Western here. Bring up Nathan Manuel. Greater Western looking for a win before the playoffs start. They currently sit in second spot. Can't finish any higher than second place. Check swing, holds it back. They'll ask the question, and they don't ask the question. One ball and no strikes. They are equal with the Ride Hawks, who do take on the Cellar Dwellers, Cronulla Sharks. So it's second versus seventh and third versus eighth today. So Greater Western with it all to play for to get that double chance. I mean, that's assuming Greater Western had the tiebreaker over Ride. I'd have to go back and actually have a look at that. Manuel showing bunt. Joe Van Wiegen painting the corner. Record strike one to even the count at 1-1. 57 pitches now for Joe Van Wiegen. Takes that pitch down. Missing at the top of the zone, so 3-1 now to Nathan Manuel. And looks like he's ready to come into the game when he's required. Ground ball right here would be pretty handy. That one's fouled off up the line. So 3-2 here to Nathan Manuel. Just hoping that breeze, just wanting that breeze to stick around for a little bit longer.
Definitely.
Very warm day. Temperature at 31 degrees. Feels a little bit warmer than that. Runner takes off, but it's going to be ball 4. 60 pitches now for Van Wiegen through 2+ innings. Just struggling to find the zone. Worked a nice first inning, just had that pop-up which couldn't be caught. There you go, 35. It's more like it. Depending on which app you look at, or if just looking at the temperature on your computer. 31 on the computer, 35 on the phone app. Mark Hager. Fouls off the first pitch. Strike number 1. Lifts that one. That's going to cause a problem for Stefan Simic. He's in underneath it. Makes the catch. Awkwardly, but he makes the catch. And importantly, records the first out of the inning. Charlie Woodhouse now the catcher. Pokes this right side over the head of Noah Watts. It's going to knock in a run. Ben Patfield out there in right field. Well, it's not going to knock in a run. Patrick Dawes held at third base. The base hit there to Charlie Woodhouse to load the bases. Puts runners on all the pads. And Heath Ennis just going to come out and have a chat with Joe Van Wiegen. He's going to take the ball from him, so Joe's afternoon's going to be done. I'm going to have a new pitcher in the form of the lefty Ben Logue. We'll wait for him to come out of the bullpen, do his warm-ups, take a quick break, and we'll be back with the rest of this third inning.
Back here in the third inning, Ben Logue on the mound for Van Wiegen. Blowing away there, 4-1.
So Ben Lowe coming into the game with the bases loaded jam for Manly. Missing at the top of the zone there, so the first two pitches to the Greater Western catcher are balls. Charlie Woodhouse. Up and away. 3-0. In fact, it's Scott Gately, sorry. And it clicked over. And the previous batter. Nice pitch there by Andrew Lowe. Gets a bit of run on the ball. 3 balls and 1 strike. This one popped up right side. Tough play for everyone involved. Ben Patfield's going to come in. They'll have to do the fielding out there. Nice strong throw home, cut off by Andrew Logue on the infield. Another hit, another run for Greater Western. They get that run back. They go up in the bottom of the second to go back out to a 2-run lead here in the top of the third. That one lifted. Centre field in for it, Dion Mason. And it won't be caught out there. I will be caught out there. So caught out in left field. Sacrifice fly off the bat of Kane Doyle. Another run on the board for Greater Western, but it's the second out of the inning. So 2 out here, 2 runners on. Ben Logue trying to extinguish the fire without any more damage. First pitch to Alex Guttridge, bottom of the zone for a caught strike. He had an RBI double in his previous at-bat, going over the head of Dion Mason in centre field. Pitches away. And that one's going to be ripped into left field. He'll score another run. Alex Guttridge will have a pair of RBI doubles to his name here this afternoon. Western now lead this game 5-1. They need to get their offense going. So to finish this year with a pair of wins. And a little bit of trouble here, trailing 4-1 against last year's third grade champions. A team that currently sits in second in the standings. Those pitches upstairs for a ball. That one's popped up, right side. Ben Patfield moving underneath it. He will make the catch, and the inning is over, but Greater Western strike for another 3 runs. They extend their lead to 5-1. We head to the bottom of the third. Manly with a bit of work to do to get themselves back into this ball game.
fourth now. 5-1 the score towards Greater Western. Port Riddle the pitcher to Andrew Logue here. Andrew Logue swinging down low there for strike one. Handing it over to my friend here.
Thanks, Coops. Good job. We're 2-1 here to Andrew Logue. In fact, it was 2-2, and he's down on strikes. First out of the inning. Bottom of the third, Manly trailing 3-1. Just had a look at the results, and it's 1-1 between Greater Western and Ryde in the head-to-head, but Greater Western had a bigger winning margin. So it's the defensive run. That one hit on the ground, picked up by the third baseman. Nice scooping play and a nice throw across the diamond. There by Mark Haggart, came across his shortstop, Nathan Manuel, to make the play. For the second out. So Ben Patfield down on the first pitch of his at bat. Tibbet now. Bats are 2 out. Looks like it's going to be a quick inning here for Manly. Ask if he's swing, but Rob Brown's going to ring him up. Didn't look like a check swing. It looked like a check swing to me. Didn't look like he went around. Rob Brown said he did. So it's 0-2 here to Oliver Tibbet. Manly in a 2-out, 0-2 hole. Trailing by 4 here in the third. And he'll swing and miss, and that's the inning over. Very quick inning for the Greater Western defence. We'll head to the fourth. Manly trailing this game 5-1 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. Daniel Schrute will lead things off for the Warriors here. Visitors leading this one 5-1. Outside corner by Ben Logue. Will be up to him to shut down this offense. Great Western's 5 runs coming on 8 hits. Manly just the one hit on one run on 1 hit. That hit coming off the bat of Dion Mason down in the 9-hole, who drove in Joe Van Wiegen. They need a little bit more offense. Hopefully they didn't score all their runs last week. One ball, 1 strike. Fouled off from the breaking pitch. Gets it to 1 and 2. Greater Western beat Ryde 14-5 back on December 18 before Ryde won the return game on the other side of Christmas 7-4. So Greater Western 18 to Ryde 12. Played 6 innings in the second game. That was won by Ryde. And they played 4.5, so 10-9. Sorry, 11-10. So someone do that maths and get back to me. That's down in the dirt. 3 balls now and 2 strikes. Straight back up the middle on the 3-2 pitch from Daniel Schrute. And he's aboard here to start the 4th inning. So by my maths, Greater Western's defensive runs against would be .818. And Rydes would be 2.1, so Greater Western with the lower score there would put them in front of Ryde and in second place. Ryde still with a game to play though against Cronulla this afternoon. So they'd have to win that for that equation to take effect. Otherwise, Greater Western would take second place outright if Ryde did lose that game. But Bass Tyson done the maths for you, gentlemen. 1-2 here to Patrick Dawes. Shroot takes off. Breaking pitch is called strike 3. So strikes him out. Shroot moves up to second though, so he's in scoring position. Dawes just looking at that slider from Ben Logue for a called strike. Picks up the first out of the inning. Straight back up the middle to Jared Cup at short, who does the fielding, makes a nice strong throw over to Andrew Logue. For the second out. And Shroot moves up to third, so slowly making his way around the diamond. He has a stolen base and then moved over on the ground ball out. Nicely done by Jared Cup. Helps record the second out, gets the assist there. Andrew Logue with the put out at first. And brings up Mark Hager. First pitch from Logue is a ball. All 5 runs scored by Greater Western. Charge to Joe Van Wiegen, all earned. 3 walks, 3 strikeouts in his 2 1/3 innings. It's upstairs, the ball 2. And there for a strike. Nice pitch there by Logue. Ripped on the ground to Cam Goddard, knocks it down, and then recovers, makes the throw, and he records the out. So Benny Logue works himself through the 4th inning. We'll head to the bottom half of the 4, Manly trailing by 4 on the Procar automated scoreboard. Van Wiegen leads off the fourth here. He led off the second, now he's leading off the fourth. Change of pitch up for Greater Western. Looks like Kurt Berry on the mound. It looks like a 6. So Paul Riddle, 3 innings, just a 1 earned run, 1 hit, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Very effective outing. Here's Kurt Berry. One ball, 1 strike to Joe Van Wiegen. That one ripped along the ground to Mark Hager. Kicks off his glove. And Joe will be aboard here. And they have their lead-off man aboard. He led off and reached in his last at-bat, did Joe. Let's hope the batters behind him can do a little bit more than what they did last time. He had to wait until Dion Mason singled before he scored after Simic and Cup were retired. We'll see if Manly can pull the trigger here. That one will hit Simic on the elbow. So Manly now with a couple of runners on. They need to start some action. He's put up a big inning. Getting themselves back in this ball game. Just got to do it one bat at a time, one run at a time, one inning at a time. Fouls that one off. About 40 minutes remaining of this game. I think they'll have 2 more at-bats. They can get a couple here. Get a quick inning defensively with Benny Logue on the mound. Cup fouling off the first pitch. That one's up and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outside corner. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Missing away there. Even in the count at 2-2. Ninth appearance for Kurt Berry. Pitched 13 innings. And Wiegand's back on the base at second. Don't worry about changing the camera, that's all right. So 2-2 hit a cup. Berry misses up. There's a 2.07 ERA on the season. Just the 1 start. That was a fortnight ago against the Horse, or not a fortnight ago. It was two appearances ago against the Red Hawks on December 18. Picked up the win after pitching 3 innings against MacArthur back on the 13th of November. Outside corner. And he draws the walk. So Manly have loaded the bases. Nobody out. Big chance for them here to get themselves back into their ball game. bring out their manager to have a little bit of a chat in Matt Forbes, just to get his pitcher back into this game. He has 16 strikeouts and 6 walks. Given up 5 runs, only 3 earned on 7 hits. Even 1 in the whip column. So just a moment there for Kurt Berry to reassess, make an adjustment. Bring up Noah Watts for Manly. See if he can knock in a run or two. Joe Van Wiegen stands at third. Stefan Simic was hit by a pitch. He stands at second. Noah Watts swings at the high pitch from Kurt Berry. Joe Van Wiegen credited with a hit. So Manly's second hit of the afternoon to Greater Western's 9. Fouls that one off. No balls rather, and 2 strikes for Noah Watts. Been limited in appearance this year due to injury as Noah Watts. This is just his 6th appearance. He's 3 for 14 with a pair of singles and a double. Driven in 2, scored 2. 4 walks, 3 Ks. He's 0-2 here to Kurt Berry. Berry tries to clip the outside corner, but it doesn't quite take what he wanted. Oh, Watts showing some good patience. Misses again. Evens the count at 2-2. Inside, 3-2. So he's batted all the way back from 0-2 to fill the count up at 3-2. Chance here to drive in another run. Jared Cup's got wheels, so expecting a look to go from first to third or anything hit hard into a gap in the outfield. That one's fouled off. 17 pitches so far for the Greater Western reliever. Berry sets on the mount. 3-2 to Watts. Another foul ball by Noah Watts, keeping his that bat alive, making Berry earn it. Another 3-2 to Watts. Swings and misses. Kurt Berry wins the battle. He'll strike out. Bring up Dion Mason. Driven in Manly's only run. He's 1 for 1 today. There's a man in the situation you want. It's going to be this guy. First pitch from Mason's down for ball 1. And with a chance to bring this game within a couple of runs. Loaded bases since, and he goes straight back up the middle. Stefan Simic froze for a moment, make sure the ball was getting down. It'll be a RBI single for Dion Mason, his second one of the afternoon. And Manly do get one of those runners in, the bases will remain loaded. And with young Cameron Goddard, who entered this game earlier than he would have been expecting. Struck out though in his last at bat. Inside corner. Ball one. He has walked and struck out. Walked in the first, struck out in the third. Fouls that one off. 1-1. Tenth appearance of Cam Goddard. He's 7 for 26. 5 singles, 2 doubles, 2 driven in. 2 walks, 8 strikeouts. You can make that 3 and 9. Today's numbers. It's inside. So 2 and 1. Stephen Simic stands at third. Jared Cups at second. Dion Mason at first. Cam Goddard can find a little gap in the outfield. Jared Cup might be waved home. Fouled off. Evans a count at 2 and 2. Kurt Berry trying to limit the damage. Yeah, the bases loaded with nobody out. Taking on a Greater Western side looking to wrap up second spot. 2-2 count here, young Cam Goddard. Infield chopper, back to the pitcher, Berry, who can't field the ball. Stephen Simic will score. Put the ball in play, make stuff happen. It'll be a run on the board. See how the scorers put it in the books. Long way for Kurt Berry to come. And that's going to be it for him. Can't get himself through the 4th inning for someone who had a really good ERAs. Being lifted early. And they're going to go to one of the other Manual boys. It is going to be an error charge to Kurt Berry, so sold into the word. It's going to be Jared Manuel to come into the game and take over. So whilst Greater Western make this pitching change, we'll take a quick break and we'll come back with the rest of this 4th inning. Manly threatening here. They made it a 2-run ball game. Greater Western make the pitching change. They go to Emmanuel Brother in the form of Jared Manuel. And Manly go to the bench to Cole Rosello. So a chance for Cole now to drive in Possibly the tying run with Dion Mason standing at second. The young Cameron Goddard at first, and Jared Cup 90 feet away. 2-0 here to Cole. Nowhere to put him if you're going to try and pitch around him. Foul tipped into the glove and out of the glove. Cole 6 for 15, hitting 400 on the year. All of them singles, 2 runs driven in, a walk and 2 strikeouts. Cole fouls it off. That one's up high, 3-2 now. Another foul ball off the batter, Rosello. So digging deep here. Trying to tie this game up for Manly. Ben Patfield's on deck. I think Dennis has Chris Hurley at his disposal on the bench. I'd be surprised if they make a move. They made one move with Corazzello. Pinch hitting. Oh, Cole chases after the outside pitch. He wasn't happy with himself. So one veteran outsmarts another. It'll be up to Ben Patfield here to try and finish this little rally for Manly. Came up with the winning base hit against Borkham Hills earlier on in the year. See if he can do something here. Called strike to Ben Patfield. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pitch down. Base is still loaded. Cup at third. Mason at second. Goddard at first. 2 out. Fouls it off. Behind the count now, 1-2. Can Benny Patfield get the job done here for Manly? Breaking pitch, ducks out of it. They thought they had ball strike 3 in the third out. But Ben Patfield did enough to fool Tim Peel. And Greater Western don't get the call they were hoping for. Count moves to 2-2. Still a job here for Patfield. Pops it up and will get out of play. So 2-2 again here for Ben Patfield. Job to do for Manly. Breaking pitch misses upstairs, so 3-2. He's got the count filled up. Runners will be going for Manly. Can Patfield put another run on the board for the Eagles? He does. He draws the walk. Good at bat by Ben Patfield. Escaped the strike 3. Greater Western thought they had the out. but he shows a ton of nerve to draw the walk, and they've brought the score to 5-4. Bases loaded walk for Benny Patfield. He gets his job done, and they'll be up to Ollie Tibbett. He swings a pretty good stick. Up and in for ball one. And they want to win with, end the season with a pair of wins. And he's going to be picked off at second base. Young Cameron Goddard caught napping out there. And that is going to end the inning. So Manly, they were threatening. They did score 3 to bring it back to a one-run ball game. We'll be back with the top of the 5th. And someone's been thrown out of the game for arguing the call. We'll come back with the 5th in a moment. Back here in the top of the 5th, Manly have made it a one-run ball game. It'll be up to Benny Logue to keep it that way. Charlie Woodhouse, the catcher, will lead things off. Cameron Goddard picked off to end the inning just as Manly were about to really put some pressure on Greater Western. Ball and 1 strike here to Charlie Woodhouse. Pitches for Ben Logue so far, and he's an inning and 2/3. Outside corner, doesn't get the call. Just missing a little bit out. 2-1. We'll have second grade for you at 3:30. And it was the manager, Heath Dennis, getting thrown out of the game by field umpire Rob Brown. That'll be up to the bench coach in Matt Goddard to run the rest of this game. Another 45 minutes. Up and away, lead-off walk, not how Manly would have been thinking they would want to start this game. And the catcher, Charlie Woodhouse, is aboard. 85. There's a pinch hitter, hasn't been announced. Reese Williams. Hitting for Gately down in the 8 hole. One ball and one strike. Scott Gately 1 for 2 with an RBI and a strikeout. Outside corner, nicely located there by the lefty, Ben Logue. Reese Williams gets his chance here in this one-run ball game. There's a 1-2 count. Logue missing up high, 2-2. Logue with his eye on the runner. And gets Williams swinging for the strikeout. Out number 1. Couple more of those. Got another pinch hitter. Tyler Doyle. A pinch hit for the other Doyle. Kane Doyle. Checks in, gets his signal. Outside corner misses from Ben Logue. Fourth appearance for Tyler Doyle. Mixture of starts and appearances off the bench. He started last week against MacArthur, went 0 for 3. He's 5 for 22 with 3 singles and 2 doubles. Just jumps out of the way of that one. 2 balls and no strikes. Ben Logue up to 41 pitches. 6 walks, 7 strikeouts for Doyle. He's reached on an error twice. Driven in 5. Check on catcher Woodhouse over at first base. Pops it up and then it'll get out of play. Leaving the count, just landing right next to us. The stainless steel benches. It'll be nice and warm right now. Two O's in there for 2-1. Pops that one up. That's going over the head. It's going to go into the clubhouse. Ben Logue's able to get Tyler Doyle to even the count up at 2-2. Can he find the execution pitch to finish the at-bat? Find the second out of the inning. Still half an hour until the 10-minute rule comes into effect, so plenty of time left. Outside corner, just misses. And then feel the count up 3-2. Ball would be nice here. Slaps it straight to Jared Cup at shortstop. Nowhere for Charlie Woodhouse to go. He had to make sure that he didn't get too far off the base and run himself into a double play. But nicely caught on the backhand by Jared Cup. Greta West will turn the lineup over back to Alex Guttridge, who has a couple of hits in his last 2 at-bats. It was Ben Logue's 7th appearance on the season. He's pitched 13 2/3 before today. 2 of them starts. He's 0-1. Pitched 2 2/3 inning in relief last week. Hitless, scoreless relief, striking out 4, bringing his ERA down from 10 down to 8.5, so whole 2 runs. He's consistently brought it down all season long. Started off with 22.5 after his first appearance against Greater Western. Hoping to bring it down a few more points here. 1 ball, 1 strike to Alex Guttridge. He's been tough to retire. He's 2 for 3, pair of RBIs. Did strike out in his first at-bat. There's a pair of doubles. Swing and a miss. 1 and 2 now to Guttridge. Big chance here for Ben Logue to finish the inning. On the ground to Jared Cup, goes around it, picks it up, and Guttridge runs well. Won't have a play. It'll be a 2-out base hit, which doesn't leave the infield. Probably a nice result. Ball didn't get out of the infield, so the runner in Woodhouse couldn't advance any further than second. And Guttridge will have a 3 for 4 day. 5 total bases. It'll be Hayden Guyett trying to extend the inning. 1 for 2 with a walk. Makes the first pitch from Ben Logue for a ball. That one misses up. 2-0. On the ground, another one to Cup. He's had 3 in a row. He'll make the long throw to first. And Cole Rosello will complete the out over at first base. So Benny Logue runs into a little bit of trouble, but he escapes out of it. We're going to head to the bottom of the 5th. Manly trailing 5-4 on the Procar Automotive scoreboard. Manly Tippett gets aboard. Have done well with getting lead-off men aboard, Manly. Just haven't quite been able to convert them. First pitch of Joe Van Wiegen's the ball. Cameron Goddard walked to start the second. The first, rather. Joe Van Wiegen walked to start the second. Joe Van Wiegen on the ground to Hagger at third. He'll have to bust it up the line. He's going to reach. Throws off line over to second base for the end of the double play. That's a fielder's choice. And the leadoff man has reached in every inning bar one for Manly this afternoon. Now Matt Goddard just asking the question of possibly a pass ball. Not sure where the ball went. Both coaches are being waved off. It'll be up to Stefan Simic now to keep things going. Steph doubled in his last, reached on an error in his last at-bat. Swings and misses of that one. No balls and one strike. Checks in and gets a single from the stand-in, from the new third base coach in Chris Hurley. Jared Manuel with the little kick slide step. Misses with that pitch for ball one. So a couple of bodies throwing out the back, but that's the second innings, second grade battery rather of James Miller and Brendan Haythwaite just having a bit of a toss. 2-1 now to Simic. Check on Van Wiegen back at first. He's been there quite a few times this afternoon. Has scored on 2 occasions. Would love to score a third time. Simic swings and misses of that one. 2-2 the count. He does represent the tying run. If they don't do it here, they're going to have to do it in the bottom of the 6th. Fouling that one off. That's going to take the catch of Woodhouse a little bit as well. Just a 4th appearance on the season for Jared Manuel. And the start last week against MacArthur was credited with the win through his 4 innings of work. Just the 1 walk and the 1 strikeout. Did he give up a hit or an earned run? Ripped up the line and into the corner. Joe Van Wiegen moves up to second. He's not going to test his arm to go to third. Stefan Simic pulling that one up the line. Just stayed inside the third base. Hagger had no chance at it. Manly do keep the chain moving here. So it'll be Jared Cup to bat next. He's 0 for 1 after reaching on a error in his last at bat and walked. And he walked on his last at bat. Popped out to the first baseman, Hager. Fouls off the first pitch. No balls and 1 strike. Punches it right side. That's going to be caught out there in right field. Thought that might have just sat up a little bit, but Scott Gailey, it's not Scott Gailey. Scott Gailey has been replaced. It's Reese Williams out there in right field who makes the catch. And that is the second out. So Manly now down to their last out of this inning. Figure they get one more at bat, unless this takes ages, which you would then hope Manly would have taken the lead by then. Watt swings at that first pitch down at the bottom of the zone, 0-1. Watt's 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. Van Wiegen pick off attempt back at second. They've had some luck with the pick-off attempt already this afternoon and a big opportunity. Big situation. One's in the dirt, nicely laid off by Noah Watts. Put something in the gap here and this game should be tied. Joe Van Wiegen has been struggling with a little bit of a hamstring injury, but you'd hope he can get himself around the bases quickly enough. That one's going to be popped up though. And they'll have to settle for the pop-up. And that is game. Yes, of course it is. There you go, I was reading the clock wrong. So Greater Western do hang on for the victory. Of course, this game started at 12:30, so it's 2 hours and 5 minutes from 12:30, which means no new inning after 2:35. So Greater Western do hang on for the victory. They wrap up second spot in the third grade standings. Manly just couldn't get the bats going. They had plenty of opportunities to do it. But Greater Western were good enough. Jared Manuel coming out and shutting down Manly. An inning and 2/3. Gave up a couple of hits but didn't give up a run. Paul Riddle got the start, 3 innings, a hit, a run. It was an earned run. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Kurt Berry struggled through the 4th before Manuel coming and picking him up. Gutteridge went 3 for 4, a pair of RBIs and a strikeout. Charlie Woodhouse also had a pair of hits. And for the Eagles, well, they were held to just 5 hits. Dion Mason picking up 2 of those. Oliver Tibbett, Joe Van Wiegen, and Stefan Simic also getting bat on ball into the outfield. Joe Van Wiegen scored 2 of Manly's 4 runs, but he will take the loss, going 2 1/3 innings, giving up 5 earned runs on 6 hits, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Manly's season finishing in third grade with a 3-win and 11-loss record. And congratulations to Greater Western, third grade defending champions. They will finish the regular season in second spot and take on Blacktown in a fortnight's time in the major semi-final. Thanks for watching this third grade game, and we'll be back in a little bit with the start of second grade.